So my name is Melissa, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about diabetes. So at the age of 4, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and around the age 15, my doctor called me and said that she had a teenager who was recently diagnosed and wanted to know if I'd go talk to them, tell them a little bit about it, and how I lived a normal life. So there are 3 types of diabetes that we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about the different medications used for each. So like I said, there are 3 types of diabetes: type 1, type 2, and gestational diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is known as juvenile diabetes because it is most common in children, but it is actually one of the less common types. It's only 5% of people with the disease have type 1. According to the American Diabetes Association, type 1 diabetes is when your body does not produce any insulin whatsoever. So there are many aspects of a person's life that will change with type 1 diabetes. The first is you're going to have to take medication. The most common for type 1 is insulin, because your body doesn't get the insulin that it needs. You have to give yourself insulin, which breaks down the food, starches, and sugars to produce energy. Next is exercise. Exercise helps because it regulates your blood sugars and helps keep your body at a level. Nutrition is also very important because different foods make your body act certain ways, so that's important to know what they do as well. So now that we know a little bit about type 1, we'll talk about type 2. So type 2, according to American Diabetes, is a problem where your body levels rise higher than normal, but instead of not getting any insulin whatsoever, we have what's called insulin resistance. So your body just doesn't absorb the insulin as well as it should. So what it does is it makes your body's going to produce more insulin than it's needed, and then eventually it won't be able to keep up. So it's also called hyperglycemia, and type 2 is the most common form of diabetes. People with type 1 diabetes have different ways to control it. Some do use insulin like type 1. A lot of people can control it with oral medication, exercise, nutrition, and diet. So the third is gestational diabetes, which is when a woman's pregnant, probably around 24 weeks, she develops gestational diabetes. And what it means is, well, you're not going to have it before you conceive or after giving birth, usually. Because it can hurt you and your baby, treatment is should be started immediately. With gestational diabetes, many women go on special diet plans that can only eat certain foods, and they have scheduled activities to make sure that their levels stay. Some also have to resort to insulin injections as well. So here are some of the different things you might use. So the first in the top corner is an insulin pump. You can do that instead of getting daily injections. So it has a bunch of tubes, and you tie it around, and then you kind of type it into a cell phone almost, and it gives you insulin. On the bottom you have insulin pins, which kind of the kids like because they're colorful and it just looks like they're carrying different pins around. You have your traditional syringes and insulin. And then here we have an Omnipod, which is what I brought with me. This is what I've had all of these, but this is what I have right now. And I just type it into the PDN, and it gives me the amount of insulin I need and controls it. You also have your lancets, which you poke your finger with, and your meter to read your blood sugars. So in conclusion, when people say they have diabetes, understanding which type they have is kind of important, because you don't want to give them too much insulin or give them insulin at all if they don't really use it. And in emergencies, it also helps you take care of that person. It's a serious disease, but you can easily live a normal, healthy life. So if you do find somebody who has diabetes, go ahead and ask them about it. They usually don't care if you talk about it.